it's not obvious to me.
Oh, okay, well that's good, isn't it? Or it's telling you to run because there's a bear, and it gets us prepared for fight or flight.
Hi, welcome back to the channel. I'm Mike.
I'm Julie.
Almost forgot. And welcome to the Emotional Hustle. So, what we talk about this week?
So this week I thought we'd talk about the nervous system, and I've made a lot of notes because it's quite, it's complex, it's a little bit technical, and I want to make it as simple as possible. But I noticed when we were talking about anxiety, and quite a lot of people talk about calming the nervous system down, and we sort of gloss over what the nervous system is. And I suppose maybe it's obvious to people, but I thought it'd be useful to just dig a little bit into the nervous system and how massive it is, really.
Good, because it's not obvious to me.
Oh, okay, well that's good, isn't it? So let's just keep it simple. The nervous system is like the internet, the super information highway of the body. But instead of looking at online videos of cats or shopping, it's telling you to lift your foot up because you've just trodden on some Lego, or it's telling you to run because there's a bear. And it's a collection of, it's a road network, but it's made up of billions of neurons, which are nerve cells, and they're all passing messages to each other. So the autonomic nervous system, or the ANS, because
let's call it ANS.
Yeah, the ANS controls everything that we do automatically, hence auto. So breathing, blushing,
Sweating? See, I pay attention.
Yeah, sweating. And I think we thought winking, we were going to check that out, weren't we? Because you didn't think that was a thing.
I don't think that's a thing. I don't think people are just randomly going around winking because the body's telling it to. But we'll check it. If it's in this video, then winking is definitely an automatic thing.
So the ANS covers the entire body. I called it like a road network with loads of little cars all running around. Or if you imagine like the roots from a tree. So you've got the big thick roots, and then towards the end you've got like the little spidery roots. So we've got these in the end of our fingers. That's
Jazz fingers. Jazz fingers.
And they're just picking up everything in the environment that's going on around us and passing signals to the brain. So the reason I wanted to talk about the nervous system was I'm conscious that we talk a lot about the stress system and how to calm the nervous system down, but I don't think we've really touched on why the nervous system is so important. And I think many of us have heard of like an adrenaline rush.
Yep.
And we've heard of the amygdala hijack.
Have we?
Yeah.
I haven't.
Yeah. So the amygdala hijack is when we get an instant response, maybe an anger rush or an instant reaction to something because the amygdala has set off an alarm to say that there's something going wrong. Right. That's what the amygdala does. It's like the alarm system in the brain, and it's going to send that message out that something's going on and we need to sort it out.
Okay, so how does that know to set the alarm off?
Well, that's the interesting thing, because although we focus a lot on the amygdala is actually reacting to messages that have come from the nervous system, the autonomic nervous system, or ANS, as we agreed to call it.
I think we'll call it ANS.
Yeah. So the ANS is picking up information from the environment and picking up information on things that might threaten us, and it detects something and it sends a message, a signal to the brain, and that triggers the amygdala.
Amygdala or amygdala?
Amygdala. Yeah.
Right, okay. I just want to make sure I'm not missing something.
Yeah.
Where the amygdala is something new.
No, it begins with an A.
Amygdala. Right,
yeah.
Okay.
It's not amygdala, it's amygdala.
Okay.
All one word.
All clear now.
Beginning with A. So once the amygdala sounds the alarm,
yep,
we get that adrenaline rush, which means that we have the adrenaline pumping around the body, and it speeds up the heart rate, shortens the breath, and it gets us prepared for fight or flight.
Okay.
Now, there's lots of processes involved in this. However, the amygdala gets the message down to the adrenal glands to release adrenaline via the autonomic nervous system. So it's involved in detecting the threat, and then it's involved in the process of triggering the release of adrenaline as well. So
Okay.
it's all about the ANS when it comes to fight or flight and the stress response.
It's probably off topic, but it can't differentiate between what's a threat and what isn't a threat.
No.
Right.
And the reason it can't is because it hasn't got time. You know, the brain can sit and debate the likelihood of threat, you know, till the cows come home.
It's just the caveman tiger thing.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. We haven't got time to debate it. We have to react and think later.
Just in case you haven't heard that analogy, if you're driving down the road and a kid jumps out in front of the car, your brain doesn't necessarily know it's a child. It could also be from the caveman days when a saber-toothed tiger was about to savage him, and the brain just goes, quick, run. There you go.
Very good, Mike.
See, I pay attention. Sometimes.
So it's the release of adrenaline that speeds up the heart, it shortens our breath, and that's quite often why we become short of breath when we're in that state of panic or attack.
Mm-hmm.
So the shortness of breath and the in-breath is actually controlled by the sympathetic nervous system, which is part of the ANS. But everything in nature, I believe, has a yin and a yang. So the yang would be the sympathetic nervous system, that reaction to stress, and the yin is the parasympathetic nervous system, and this is the chill part of the ANS.
Okay. So it's definitely yin and yang, not yin and yang.
No, it's yin and yang,
Okay.
as in yin yoga.
Because I've heard it called yin and yang.
Oh,
It's
no.
definitely yin and yang.
Yeah, I think so. 'Cause,
Okay.
Yeah, I will ask my yin yoga teacher and see what she says.
Yeah, we've all got one of them, haven't we?
Obviously. So we're really lucky that we also have the parasympathetic nervous system, and we can bring that into play. So both the parasympathetic nervous system and the sympathetic nervous system are both part of the ANS.
Right.
So they're opposite sides. And the quickest way to calm ourselves down is to bring the parasympathetic nervous system online.
Okay.
So the parasympathetic nervous system is all about chill. There's nothing to see here. And if you're in Liverpool, it's the
Calm down, calm down.
Yeah, it's the calm down system. Or you can see it as the sympathetic nervous system is the accelerator pedal,
Yeah.
and the parasympathetic nervous system is the brake.
Okay.
So you might be thinking, Mike,
Okay. No pressure.
I never, I mean, that's a general thing. Not in this moment, you might be thinking.
I try not to a lot, but I'm forced to, so I suppose I'll have to.
You might be thinking, how do we put the brakes on?
That's just what I was thinking.
Brilliant.
Yeah. How do I put the brakes on?
So one of the ways that we can put the brakes on is through laughter.
Oh yeah.
But it's not always appropriate, is it, to laugh?
It's not. Funerals, childbirth, maybe even a disciplinary. Probably not a good time for laughter.
Well, some of us might not have ever been through a disciplinary, Mike, so maybe that's just something from your own personal
Yeah, we won't
experience.
go there.
Yeah, so laughter brings on the parasympathetic nervous system, calms everything down, and I think laughter as well. It feels like a physical release, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And it feels like a release of the nervous system.
Yeah, honest laughter always feels good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the alternative?
Well,
then?
there's the fake office laugh, when you stood round your boss. That's not good for you. Honest laughter is good for you.
Oh yeah, are we going to cut that bit out?
No,
This is supposed to be a
that's
serious
staying in for all you
podcast.
office people out there. Stop laughing at your boss like he's dead funny, because he's not.
That went downhill quite quickly, didn't it?
Why me?
So we're talking about putting the brakes on. Laughter sometimes.
When appropriate.
When appropriate. And last week we were talking a little bit about breathing, weren't we?
We were. And at the end of last week's video, we gave 3 simple tips to help sort of calm yourself down from sort of stress and anxiety. So if you haven't seen that, we'll link it up there. So have we got one for this week as well, have we?
Yeah, so this week I thought we'd just talk about box breathing. No boxes involved. Well, sort of an imaginary box. And the way we box breathe is we imagine a box with 4 sides.
Including the title.
Yeah. And we breathe in to a count of 4, and we imagine drawing the left side of the box. And then we pause the breath for a count of 4 and imagine breathing the top of the box. And then we breathe out for a count of 4 and imagine drawing the right side of the box. And then we pause again and imagine drawing the bottom of the box. So breathing in for 4, pausing at the top of the breath for 4, breathing out for 4, and then pausing at the bottom of the breath for 4, making a little box. And the great thing about making a little box is we're focusing on our breath, which gives the mind something to do, thinking about the box, which also gives the mind something to do, and that's going to stop the mind getting involved in lots of stories that might just stoke up our anxiety. So just giving the mind something to do and actively focusing on our breath, steadying both sides of the breath so that our body knows that we can relax and just turn off that heightened sense of fear. So that's all we've got for today's little bit of a dive into the nervous system, the chill and the stress.
I'm all for the chill. What are we talking about next week? Do you know?
Yeah, so next week I thought it would be useful to talk about whether some of us are more prone to stress than others, because I think we are.
Cool.
And really just going into how that can come about, because I think stress can worsen at any age. It's not always, I know we link it a lot to childhood adversity, but some circumstances make us more prone to stress, and that can occur as we get older as well.
Cool. So if that's something float your boat, why not give us a like and a subscribe and join us next week for next week's episode. On that note, thanks for watching. See you next week. Bye for now.
And don't forget that stress is completely normal, but we shouldn't live there all the time. All it takes is a few breaths. So just breathe. Take care.